I will call this Tigard City Council meeting to order. Roll call, please. Here? Here.
Youth Councilor Turley. Council President Goodhouse.
Here.
Councilor Newton. Here. Councilor Lube.
Here.
All right, all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, staff or council, do we have any non-agenda items? Okay, we'll move on to citizen communication. Is there any follow-up to previous citizen communication?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, and do we have anyone signed up under citizen communication? All right. Brad French, please come on up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to address the council.
It's on the paper, but it's a PO box, so I just have that, so I just came back from Tigard, but I don't have it memorized.
Okay.
But it's in Tigard, not too far. Yes.
You actually just turned it off, sorry. There you go.
Okay. My name is Bradford French, and I'm originally from here, and I currently have come back to the city in the last 2 months. And have a
Welcome back.
Thank you. I have a P.O. box, kind of getting another address set up, but I originally was born in this the area of Portland and raised up in the city back in the 90s, and so I had been here during the boom bust when it was about 33,000, and it's now approaching, I believe, 57, 60,000.
54,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been here back in the time when the original people were here mostly, 20, 30 years ago, 1985 when I was born, and so I'm 34. So I've been around in this area for most of my life. And what I want to say is that I've noticed that there have been some serious issues I've had, noticing the population of people coming and going into Tigard, regarding areas like Tigard Plaza, which have been accumulating a lot more crime, and I've been informed by sources on the street that go up there, people that just go to and from, that are the shoppers and visitors, people that like to hang out there, that the trash and litter is getting out of control, and there's a lot more criminal activity, violent crimes such as assault and battery, lots of drug activity, and it's getting out of control and it's becoming an epidemic. So I'm very concerned for people who are citizens in the city and people that are coming to the city to conduct business, that it's becoming so out of control that it's going to become a serious threat to people's safety. And so I think that public safety should definitely be something considered for the Tigard Police Department as a police bureau to be stepping up if they're able to patrols around there because of the concerns businesses are having there, plus, loitering and people, doing things they shouldn't be doing outside of people's business. And I am very concerned myself when I walk in there and I see this kind of thing. And I also have concerns about the light rail plans that I don't know if it's county commission or if it's TriMet, ODOT, one of those is trying to get the light rail plans. I've heard to get that into Tigard and try to go to Tigard. And I'm concerned that that's not really going to be what I call a vital or what I call feasible transportation plan based on the fact that we already in the city, I believe, are reaching our population growth boundary lines connected with Portland, Hillsborough, and the rest of the suburban areas, and that will not be for the best interest of people coming to the city or for the environmental sustainability of all the natural parks and resources and wildlife that we still have here in Tigard, and that this would be a detriment to the city based on the fact that we already have mass transit system that's not even being used fully, as it's already obvious in the the bus TriMet stations and et cetera. And the west, and I think it would not only be a terrible thing for this to come into Tigard, but I can only say it would also be a tragedy to see people have to have their property gone through, things torn up, and not to mention how many people are going to be using this. I mean, going all the way down to McVinville, down to Newburgh, when we've already got, I think other alternatives we could come up besides the light rail, maybe another west train that's smaller and not a massive max. So this will bring, in my opinion, a lot more crime to the city, and it will also congest the roads and make it harder for people to get here and access Tigard versus making it easier for people to get out. So I just don't think it's a sustainable thing, and I think if there was an independent inquiry or an independent study done of this research, I think it would show financially that in the long run it would not benefit the city or Washington County. And that's pretty much my other concern I have to state for the record.
Well, thank you very much, and I will ask Director Bennett, can you make sure that the information that this gentleman has shared about concerns about crime get to the police chief and assessed for appropriate intervention?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your feedback. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Consent agenda is used for routine items such as approval of minutes, receipt of council meeting calendars, proclamations, appointments to boards and committees, and approval of contracts or intergovernmental agreements with partner agencies. Detailed information on each item is available on the city's website in the packet for this meeting. Approval may be enacted in one motion without separate discussion. Anyone may request that an item be removed by motion for discussion and separate action. Tonight on the consent agenda, we are considering a local contract review board item for considering a contract award for right-of-way maintenance. Is there a motion?
I move to present the consent agenda as presented.
Just to clarify, you're moving to approve it?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If you're in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. The Tigard City Council will go into executive session now to review and evaluate the employment-related performance of the Chief Executive Officer under ORS 192.660 subsection 2I. All discussions are confidential, and those present may disclose nothing from the session. Representatives of the news media are allowed to attend executive sessions as provided by ORS 192.660 subsection 4, but must not disclose any information discussed. No executive session may be held for the purpose of taking any final action or making any final decision. Council will adjourn from Red Rock Creek Conference Room at the conclusion of the executive session.